Welcome back to my channel, Heart's Desire by Venus. I'm Venus. I am currently working on a design team project for Line Dot Arrow. This month's book I am working on is an ephemera holder. I'm actually doing two, a large one and a small one. So I've been doing a few videos of, ways to have your ephemera stored so it looks pretty, but also functional. I needed in my book, if you've been following through, you've seen a few peeks. In my book, I needed on the back cover something, just a little something more. So what I came up with is this envelope pocket. So once you open it up, I'm kind of out of screen. It's hard to see. It opens up. There's 3 pockets here. 3 pockets. 2, and the last one, it's so big I'm off screen. There's the last one. I made these out of 3 envelopes, and I just thought this way I could have some flat pieces of ephemera in here. It would fold all up, and it would look pretty. So I'm going to make another one for the little ephemera holder that I am working on. And I'm going to show you, just to talk, oops, caught my cord. I'm just going to walk you through how I did it. It's not that difficult, but I thought if you're like me, you have envelopes. And sometimes I just kind of get bored of using envelopes in the same old way. So I decided that I wanted to use these, but I wanted them to be a little different. So I took my 3 envelopes, and as you saw on that, when I glued it all down, it looked like it was just one envelope. I've got my flap here. I've got 3 envelopes. You can do these any sizes. This is the one that I'm doing. That's the same size that was in my book. I've just got 3 ones here. You can see you could use these up, small ones. This, I'm just going to show you how I did it without really doing it on these ones. So I just picked your top one, and what I did is I ran some tape, 2-sided tape or glue stick or glue, whatever you'd like, here on the bottom. And then I glued that on. And I did the same thing. It's going to slide me down to the camera for this. So you can see I used 3 envelopes. You could use 4, you could use 2, you could do a ton. And once they're glued, they fold all up and you can mat them. The only thing I do say is at the top flap here, because once you start putting stuff in these, they're going to be a little thicker and it's going to have some closing issues. So what I did is, I'll show you here, is I just scored it 1/4 of an inch into the label. So this would be right here is the normal envelope fold. And you can see I scored it down another 1/4 of an inch. If you're thinking you're going to put a lot more stuff in there, I would do a 1/2 inch. But for me, I just did a 1/4 inch because I'm going to keep kind of flat stuff in this. But I just wanted it so that would sit nice and smooth. So this is my other one that's already been glued. I'll just turn it sideways so you can see. So it's been glued. I still have to ink up here, but I'm inking all around. And then I am just going to mat my paper. So I've got a bunch of paper here, and I'll just show you. I've already inked them and taped them and everything. So all I did for these is I laid out the piece, I traced this onto a piece of paper, and then I just cut it 1/4 of an inch on each side around after the fact. But this one is actually going to go in here because I don't want my bird to be upside down. And then for these ones, I did the same thing. I just lined a piece of paper up to the top lip, just made a little pencil mark right here, cut that out, and then I cut it down 1/4 of an inch smaller after so that you would get something like that. And I did that for all, oops, get that stuff out of my way, for all 3. Oops, that one goes like that. So then I'd secure them in. So you can see this is why I wanted to ink first. This one I will still ink before I put this down. Now, on my other one, what I did is I took some leftover pieces. I've always got leftover pieces. And basically I slid another piece, because this is my envelopes here, sides. I just slid it down and matted it. There, you can see, just on the inside as well, just so it was finished. You don't have to. You could just mat the top and do that, or leave it blank. And then what I did is as you're folding them up, you're going to see these. So I did make sure I got some pieces that will go on there. And then again, it's going to be, because it's a TriFold, it's going to go on there and on there. But I'll pull up my book again just to show you. I wanted something to close it all up. So I just made these, I don't know what these circles are called, banker closures or whatever. On my other book, I cut out some circles. So I cut out 2 circles. And what I've done is I used an eyelet on these. So on this piece here, because I didn't want it showing through onto here because I'm matting, I actually did this one, lined it all up here before I matted this piece. And let's just say do that first, because otherwise I almost had to have a hole through my envelope, and that wouldn't be very good. But this one here I did first. And I did it so it goes right through. You can see right through the flap there, because that doesn't bother me. I put it on, put my eyelet in the middle, used my crocodile there, chomped it down, wrapped my string around. And then once I have that one, you can see then it was easy to line this one up. I just kind of placed this in where I wanted it, lined this up, made a mark, then used my crocodile, put the set the eyelet in, and then I matted this piece here. And then I just tied the strings around, and you can make them as long or as narrow as you wanted. There you go. And that was it. But I thought, for me, that's using up a bunch of envelopes, because I have tons of envelopes, all different sizes and that. And I thought you could make this as big as you wanted. I might maybe even take some smaller envelopes and do a small TriFold here on this spacing. I will have to think about that a little bit more, but just wanted to do a quick video to show you what I came up with for this. And hopefully the next one I have after this will be my full walkthrough of the ephemera holder here. Anyways, thank you to all my new subbies that have come out to join me. Thank you to the other ones who have been following me from the beginning. Make sure you head over to Line.Arrow. I will put her links below. Check out her digital kits. They are beautiful. I am working on floral book pages, part 1 right now in these kits, as well as her grungy backgrounds. I've got a few of her also I Love You, Ma Cherie in here as well. Beautiful paper, so be sure to check out her website or her Etsy store and take a look and see what she's got. Thanks for coming out, ladies.